What did I just do to myself? I was supposed to try to find some bikes that are like less work and easier to work on and provide a nice outcome for somebody to get into road riding. Wow, this is too good to be true. And I figured to give it a try. This Pilot 1.2 basically is all messed up. But I got it for pretty inexpensively in the sense that it's really nothing into it. But I'm gonna have to put a lot into it. As you notice, there's no rear wheel. Half of the crank arm, or the left crank arm, is missing. So either find a match to that or whatever. Bearings are kind of toast. The frame looks like it's still structured. That's why I went ahead and did it. Front wheel could be questionable. Tire obviously is toast. So we're going to be basically fixing this bad boy up from the ground up. Is it a flip or is it a flop? We'll find out. Well, after this, let's just dive into it.
Welcome to I Know a Guy Bicycles.
Welcome to I Know a Guy Bicycles, hanging out with the guy. Hi, I'm Justin, the guy. Obviously, I have a garage shop. Taking scary how to use bikes one bike at a time.
If you like these videos, please like and subscribe.
Hi, welcome to I Know a Guy Bicycles, hanging out with the guy. Hi, I'm Justin, the guy. So we're doing this little bike series, and we're just gonna dive into this thing. These are very popular bikes in the sense that they're a precursor to gravel. Why do I say that? Well, these were designed to accommodate wider tires up to, I think, like a 30 or 32 width versus a 28. And that was pushing out a lot of road bikes. So this actually was a bike that was accommodating those wider tires prior to disc brakes going on to road bikes. So once the disc brakes made it onto road bikes, that opened up the whole game to a wider wider area for the wheel to go through, or wider tires. So in that perspective, this is kind of like the granddaddy of the gravel bikes. But really, to me, cyclocross bikes will always be the granddaddy of gravel bikes. But hey, they've been out for decades before you guys. Anyway, this is going to need some parts. I already knew that. So I'm basically starting off with a frame and fork, and good luck with anything else. So I found myself, I got a crankset here with a bottom bracket that is used, that should work on this. If that doesn't work, I do have a backup Ultegra in my parts. Obviously bar tape. It's gonna need a cassette because it doesn't have a rear wheel. And I did find a rear wheel. And some wider tires actually. These are 28s, which will actually work well on this because they're a little wider 28s. And found a wheel that's not dead on, but it matches aesthetically. So black hub, black rim, eyeletted, double wall alloy, Mavic rim versus Alex. Can't really, they're very comparable to each other, so I'm just gonna go with that instead of replacing the whole wheel set. Obviously this seat is nasty, so I'm gonna put on a new saddle as well. New chain. The brakes I'm gonna try to salvage because they're the longer reach brakes. I don't have a pair of those. But I do have a one, or front and a rear, that they don't match, but I'm kind of match. So I'm going to try to revive these. The front derailleur, I'm not too worried about. If this one's bad, I'll have another one. Same thing for the rear derailleur. We'll see, but the chain I'm pretty sure is toast. This bike has been abused. I feel really bad for it. It's like, man, you were a really good bike in the day, so let's give you some love. You ready to dive in with me and give this bike some love? Thumbs up, let's do this. So, all right, yeah, well, we'll just cut that chain right off because it's just, most likely not gonna work. I'm gonna do a lot of frame detailing on this to get a lot of those scratches out. I mean, it's a decent aluminum frame, so, obviously it's not any kind of high end. But, once out of the day when I'm done with this guy, it's not going to be, even though I'm putting a lot of parts into it, it's still not going to be terribly expensive. It's still going to be sub mid-range, not above $1,000 by any means. Maybe around about 500-ish, maybe 4 if I'm lucky to keep the price down. And in the time put into it, that all depends how many parts I've put into it. That's really what's going to dictate the price on this guy. Obviously, cables and housing are bar tape, which is the go-to, and pedals. But yeah, at the end of the day, this should be a pretty decent bike, especially for just recreational riding or just getting into riding, which is pretty much my MO, my business model, if you will, of getting people into that without spending too much. And I still have to figure out what size of frame this is, but it's more of a mid-range, which accommodates. Also, this bike was designed with a higher top tube or head tube, steer tube, head tube, both combination. So they're more upright, relaxed position. So it was a combination of precursor endurance-ish, gravel-ish. Not either or, but those kind of are two different bikes. But you know, this will definitely fit a lot of beginner, entry-level riders' needs, and we should be really good there. Hopefully this front wheel is okay. If not, I have others I can throw on there. That kind of thing. Doesn't feel all too terrible. I'll have to see once I clean it up. I might be putting on a front wheel too on this. But anyway, I do have a set. I'm trying to save for something else, but if I can salvage it, I mean, I'm you know, I'm not totally crazy of like recycling dude, but if I could take something and still have plenty of life on it, I'm gonna do it. I mean, it's pointless just to throw something away just because it's not useful anymore or it doesn't look aesthetically nice. I'm not a boutique shop, but I'm refurbishing, so I'm still trying to get a high quality outcome, but I will still salvage parts if need be. They're still good. That's obviously what I'm doing in this perspective, for sure. These bell cages were a funky one. You'll notice the design on these are a little different. I'll show you here in a sec. Yeah, kind of funky, but these were a Trek at the day, but I don't, that's all kind of bent. Well, that's not reusable. Notice there's a little bit of rust going on there. So this bike is probably a college bike or a hand-me-down bike to go to college. Got left outside a lot, which is kind of sad. Yeah, probably because it had a CSU sticker on it. I could tell by the gunk on the frame. Let's see if it's good there. Oh, lost a bolt. Oh, that cage, that one was broken. All right, let's dive into the front derailleur. So far, nothing scary, just dirty, which is fine. Nothing that jumps out. And it's, yeah, I kind of felt sad for this bike. Not that I give inanimate objects feelings, but, you know, it's one of those things where, man, this thing was actually pretty decent in the day, and well, with my magic, it can happen. So let's just do it. All right. So this derailleur has definitely some wear impact. What I mean by wear impact is seeing a lot of scarring on this. So pretty decent amount of shaving on there. So I might want to look into replacing this guy. It looks still straight, just not as pretty. I might find something that's a little bit better, but we'll give it a clean. Let's see if we get it to work. Well, these are kind of stiff. So yeah, this goes along with the theory of being outside quite a bit. I see some surface rust on there. I have to work on that to get that bolt out, if all possible. Dirt too. See a little grimy dirt on that. A little bit of corrosion. So we're gonna do some cleaning on that as well when we're doing the frame detailing. Hopefully I can get some of the surface rust off. If not, I'll figure out some replacements. And these are not so standard because they have a longer reach here to accommodate that wider tire. They didn't make a lot of different ones of these, so sometimes it's a little bit harder to find. They're out there, they do exist, but take a peek at that. Although the shifters look okay, so that's a win. Hopefully not too terrible. Oh, wow. That is something. Wow. I'm gonna have to soak that. See if it comes back to life. See if we can get that to come out. I don't want to force anything at this point. Take these cables. No, they're gonna be totally replaced. These shifters did function, so that's a good thing to go. Housing up. Ow. Get in there. Get out. Yeah, there we go. Boop. This should be easier, so a little more push. There you go. So far, has some extra bar tape wrapped up on it. So clean that up. Pre-degrease these. Here's the left shifter brake lever. And the Tiger ones, they worked well. I mean, they had the trickle down technology. So, you know, they just have more plastic parts on them than others, but it will do just fine. Definitely better than some of the newer, lower end stuff. So, all right, so we got the frame basically cleared off except for that brake. We will attack that in a moment. But what I want to do is take a little Purple Power mix. Kind of just give it an examination, get some of this dirt off. Kind of determine if the frame is still salvageable, and as you can probably see right off the bat at this very beautiful red. It's like a candy apple metallic red. I hope I can get that to come alive. I mean, it does have some chips in it, but nothing too terrible. I'll probably get inside there and clean that up too. Alpha Series Super Light Aluminum Custom Butted Seamless Drawn. Yeah, that sounds good. It's SL frame, which is their mid to upper end alloy frame, so nice. And it does come with a nice carbon fork. Does have some scratches, but I think with my sanding and buffing technique, we can get all that out and make it all pretty. Now it'll get cleaned up, but it'll covered up by a dot a guy dot. These were kind of cool because they had a B dot on the actual fork crown. And these are alloy to about here, and then there's carbon extensions. And the design on these are supposed to absorb. These are precursor to the ISO systems that Trek and Bontrager were coming out with. So yeah. Interesting indeed. So yeah, there we go. I think it's gonna work out. So let me get to cleaning some parts and cleaning some wheels and see what I need to throw on there, and we will loop back and when we start putting things together and kind of talk about it. Got a little bit of scuffages there, but hey, I think so. All right, I think we got this. Good start. We'll see what happens. We'll loop back later on another video. Thank you for hanging out with me from the garage. Have a wonderful day.